So I came across this story about a week ago. The story of a woman named Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Now, the reason why she's relevant these days is because she's been basically going on a media tour after being released from custody after serving most of a 10-year prison sentence for the unaliving of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. Now, what would make a young woman want to off her mother? Well, Dee Dee Blanchard, her mother, she's no longer with us, had a condition called Munchausen's by proxy. That is one of those weird conditions where a caregiver induces the person that they're giving care to pretend to have serious maladies, serious diseases, so that they can get sympathy. And you know what comes with sympathy, especially for women. What comes with sympathy? Money, special privileges. From one of the reports that I saw, Make-A-Wish was involved. Now, Gypsy Rose was about to undergo a surgery that she neither needed or wanted. She met a man on Christian Mingle, and she basically pleaded with him to remove her mother from the census, which, as a simp, he did. He went through with it. He took the life of her mother, and they were both caught, and they were both charged with first-degree murder. Okay. Now, she ended up getting a plea deal that not only reduced her charge to second degree, but the maximum prison sentence that she would have to serve on second degree murder, 10 years, which she served less than 8. Now, when he was convicted, life without the possibility of parole. I came across an article, which I will link in the description, of one of the women on The View absolving this woman of responsibility, basically saying that she did what she had to do and she had no choice. But I don't see anybody saying that for this guy who did this on her behalf, because she didn't want to have to get her hands dirty or bloody. She got Nicholas Godejohn to do it. He sits in prison for the rest of his life while she's out there. Not only is she out free, she got married in 2022. She has a family. She's out free. Do you guys think that's fair? Now, we all know that murder is wrong. But do you think it's fair that she served less than 8 years while he does the rest of his natural life in prison, when she was the catalyst for all of this? She had some mitigating circumstances, but he also did too, as somebody who's on the spectrum and being manipulated by this woman. Guys, I definitely want to know what your opinion is. Because we always hear about how oppressed women are, but then we see these situations where when people get convicted for the same crime, or they are involved in the same crime, usually the men get the brunt of the punishment while the women get sentences that are more like a slap on the wrist by comparison. So I definitely want to know your opinions on that down in the comment section down below. But really what I want to talk to you guys about is the importance of making sure that you stand on your own 2 feet and you don't get involved in risky situations at the behest of women in your orbit or in your environment. It never pays. You'll have some women that want you to go out there and, go fight that guy for me because he did or said something I didn't like. Or, my ex was a this or that. Can you please go and say this or do that? We saw a story a couple of years ago. A man was dealing with a woman who stole something from a grocery store. And when she got caught, she sent him in there like a crash test dummy. And he caught a blade in his chest. He's no longer with us. The older guy behind the counter, gave him that little poke in the chest. He's gone. Where do you think that woman is today that sent him in there? Out with the next man. She probably don't even remember that dude. These are the consequences when you allow women and their emotions to dictate your behavior. You thirsty to get her affection or attention. This is what happens, guys. If she gets you involved in some crazy situation, you're going to get most of the punishment for it, not her. Guys, it's not worth it. Don't get involved in that stuff. And that's really the best that I can tell you. Catch you on the next one.